This is research development where quality construction work is always assured to our clients. This video is a continuation of my videos on the three-bedroom apartment where I have shared videos with you right from the excavation stage of the foundation. This video is actually a combination of four different videos for the application of the bitumen-based waterproofing material from ABE Construction in South Africa. Per the datasheet from ABE Construction, four stages needs to be followed before the product can have its full performance. And these four stages includes the primer stage, the first and second coat stage, and then the third coat stage. Even before the primer stage is started, it is advised that every dust, every broken pieces of blocks, right from the top of the strip footing is removed, and the block wall is cleaned from everything to do with grease or oil in order to make the surface clean for the application. The datasheet explains that one part of the material be mixed with one part of water, and then it is left, and then it is applied to the surface of the block wall, and then it is left to dry for a minimum of 30 minutes. This implies that if I'm using a cup for my measurements and I take a cup of the material, I shall as well measure a cup of water to mix with this material and then apply it for the surface. The material, which comes in 20-liter buckets, implies that if I'm using one bucket, which is 20 liter, for the primer coat, I pour this material and then measure 20 liter of water and then use it for the mixing and then apply it to the surface of the block wall. This primer coat will ensure that the first and second coat would adhere and then bond well with the block wall so that the material can have its full performance. As the primer coat is done, we now move on to the first coat. In the first coat, the datasheet explains that 0.75 liter of the material should cover an area of a meter square, which implies that for a bucket of the material, which is 20 liters, then we are expecting to cover an area of 26.6 meters square for both the first and then the second coats. And this is allowed to dry for between 2 to 3 hours. That's a minimum of 2 hours dryness is required. So the application of the first and second coat are the same. The same coverage is required for the application of the first and then the second coat. Now, when this is done, and then it is allowed to dry for the 2 to 3 hours, a third coat is also applied. And per the datasheet, the third coat should have 0.6 liter of the material covering an area of a meter square, which also implies that if I'm using the 20-liter bucket, then the 20-liter bucket, when mixed with water, should cover an area of 33.3 meters square. Now, the first and second coat is more thicker per the coverage compared to the third coat. And I must stress that the primer is more of fluid, it's more fluid compared to both the first, second, and then the third coat. Let me also come in to help with the measurements. In the first and then the second coat, we are told that 0.75 liters of the material should cover an area of 1 meter square. So this implies that if I'm using a medium-sized Vortic plastic or a Belacqua, medium-sized Belacqua plastic, then if I measure that quantity, which is 0.75, I should mix it with about half of the same material of water and then use it to apply it. And the whole process, when finished, that's the primer, first, second, and third coat, the material becomes wall dry, that is hard dry, in 24 hours, where we can continue with our filling work. Now, our advice that before filling the interior of our compartment, as you can see in the video, the exterior should first be filled, what we call the back filling. This back filling will help to protect the wall from the pressure when the interior compartment is being filled, because the interior compartment are much bigger, and when this material is poured, it tends to put pressure on the wall. So when the backfill is not in place, what happens is that it might affect the wall, and even in some cases the wall might break, depending on the pressure coming from the interior filling. So the filling work is in the process, as you can see in the video, and then it is ongoing. This is Josiah's development. Follow, subscribe, and then share this video. We will come your way with more videos, and anyone who needs any advice on any project regarding building, we are always available. We can also undertake your project right from the scratch. Even when you don't have the drawings, we can give you the building drawings, and then we can undertake the project right from the scratch, and then you will never regret it working with us. So we are always available, and then we will come your way with more videos to enlighten you on the various stages of construction, so that whenever you are embarking on such a project, you also have a fair idea on what to go through or the processes to follow. Thank you very much for your time.